start. Glad to have all of you here in the chat. Real quick, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, please. For myself and Twin, at the end of the show, I'm gonna give you Twin's information so you can go ahead and subscribe to that. Big game this past weekend. We got a lot to talk about, Twin. Let me say real quick. Let me say what's up to Romello Bell. What's up, Romello? Nice to see you, man. So the name of the show is 49ers vs. Cardinals recap. We're going to talk about the whole game. And then I said, I'm sold on Brock Purdy. I'm going to get Twins' take on it. Romello's telling me, hold up a minute. So we'll see what Twin says later on here as well. GTC's here. Don't Bother Me's here. Johnny C is in the building. Todd is here. What's going on, everybody, man? Nice to have all of you here, man. Twinny.
What's cracking?
Hey. Yeah. I always like these Mondays with you, man. Like
for sure, man.
Yeah, you got the energy. Every Monday, Twin and I, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Make sure you join us. We review these games and talk. I love Twin's energy, man. I like his takes on football, so it's always great to have him here. All right, Twin. So just so everyone knows, I went to Vegas on Thursday. I drove down there.
Okay.
I had my whole family, 7 of us. So I was like, let me drive. And then I drove back. I left Saturday at 3 a.m. Got here at I'm like, I got to get back in time for this Niner game. Got here at 11:30. It's like an 8.5 hour drive. And then I was so tired that I fell asleep after 3 minutes into the first quarter. I had to go back and watch the game later on. But I ended up watching 2-3 times, man. Well, let's just start with what was your overall take of the game yesterday?
Overall take, man, honestly, the 49ers did what they supposed to do. My boy Ryan G. Hensley just came back from Vegas, and I bet you any amount of dollars, coins, Bitcoin, whatever the case may be, that Vegas had us winning that football game yesterday at home. I think we went out there and was dominant like we supposed to have been. We showed the different phases of our offense, whether it was rushing the ball, whether it was passing the ball. And also defensively, we went out there and did what we supposed to do. We kind of made Joshua Dobbs stay at bay. It didn't go crazy. Every now and again, we had some things to get out of whack. But other than that, overall, we took care of business yesterday. I do have some critiques and things of that nature, but I'll share with those later on as we get into the show. But offensively, I thought it was a masterful performance by everyone. You know, Brock Purdy being the PG out here looking like John Stockton. You know, he dropped about 20 assists yesterday. He was very efficient. You know, he went to the free throw line. He knocked all of them down. And when he had open shots, he knocked them down as well. The boy, Christian McCaffrey, was looking like Money Carl Malone out there. You know what I'm saying? He was, and whenever Stockton gave him the ball, he was out there executing. So whenever the boy, Brock Purdy, gave CMC an opportunity to score, he did his thing. Or even running, man, the offensive line was out there making holes, and then Christian McCaffrey was making the first person miss as well. So CMC was out here balling, and then the one and only Brandon Ayuk was looking like Jeff Hornacek. You know, so yeah, man, overall, man, the team was out here balling, man. I have no complaints offensively. You know, they did their thing.
Yeah, let me run through some of these numbers, man. It's 35-16, so the Niners been scoring 30 every single game. Yesterday, they put up 35, so they exceeded their normal so far this season. It's the first time in franchise history that the 49ers have started with at least 30 points in the first 4 games and went 4-0. So they're out here breaking records. Brock Purdy's doing the same with his performance as a quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's breaking records, beat Jerry Rice's record for the most touchdowns in consecutive games. I mean, it's just wild what is going on with the 49ers right now.
Hey, hold on. Man. You got to stop right there, though. You got to cook on that for a second, man.
Yeah.
Look, CMC did what again? Go ahead and say that again, man, because people don't got to realize Jerry Rice is the leading touchdown person despite any quarterback. He's like the number 1 guy out there. So share it again. You know what I mean? What do you do?
Yeah. Jerry Rice is not, he's the GOAT to me, wide receiver. He should be a GOAT to a lot of people. He's definitely the GOAT when it comes to the 49ers, and he was with the 49ers for a long time. Christian McCaffrey broke Jerry Rice's record for consecutive touchdowns in games. He did it in 13 games, and that's his only 13 games he's played with the 49ers. It's wild. It's wild stuff, man. They are on a just crazy pace right now, the way they're playing.
For sure.
So, I mean, look, let's talk about this. Brock Purdy, man, 20 for 21. I'm going to go over all these numbers that just jump out at me. Brock Purdy, 20 for 21. Another record. He beat, I believe it was Steve Young, who was 19-20. So he has the highest single game completion percentage for a quarterback on the 49ers who's thrown over 20 times. So he went 20 for 21, 283 yards, one passing touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. That's Brock. CMC, 20 carries, 106 yards, 5.3 per carry, three rushing touchdowns. But he didn't stop there. He has 7 receptions for 71 yards at 10.1 per average and another touchdown receiving. Then you got Ayuk, who's like the third best player of the game offensively, but he has 6 receptions for 148 yards, averaging 24.7 yards per catch. What's going on right now, man? The Niners are just cooking, dude. What do you think about all that?
Hey man, I wore this shirt just for the day, man. You see, this is my guy. Anybody who's into animation, this is my boy Naruto. And one thing he like to do is eat. You know what I'm saying? He loved eating some ramen.
Yeah.
And if I could put two other individuals on here, they would be eating as well, man. I thought like just overall, first and foremost, I'm gonna give props to Kyle Shanahan. I thought he really called a really good game. He mixed it up well. He gave different leverage as far as the play calling and then like the designs of the plays to make sure different areas of the football field was being utilized. You know what I mean? So you couldn't necessarily pinpoint on one side. He was moving the ball around and different things of that nature. And so big ups to Kyle Shanahan. That man was dialing up the plays and the offensive line. They were blocking. They gave Brock enough time to sit back in the pocket. I know last week we showed a lot of Brock throws where he had the blitz coming in, the rushes was coming everywhere. He made some elite throws, a couple throws. We like, okay, Brock, I see you. This week, I thought it was totally different. He was settled in the pocket. He had nice, clean pockets to go out there and throw the ball. And Brandon Ayuk was running routes up and down that doggone field. And Christian McCaffrey was the perfect release valve. Whenever he didn't see that first or second read, he dumped it off real quick and allowed CMC to get the ball and do what he needed to do, man. So, hey, I thought they really executed at a high level this week, and they were prepared to go out there and play 49er football, and they did.
Yeah, let's talk about the other side of the ball, man. I know you have some things you want to talk about in regards to that, but I do want to point out Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner both had a total of 10 tackles, 8 solo, 2 assists, 10 tackles a pop. 49ers linebackers are 100% legitimate. I liked how Huff was playing yesterday. His numbers didn't really show up. He had 5 total tackles, no picks or anything like that, but he just seemed to be aggressive and around the ball at all times. So I'm loving the way Huff's playing. Greenlaw, obviously, Fred Warner, obviously. But you wanted to talk about the defense a little bit. What did you see from the defense yesterday?
Man, so we was firing yesterday, right? So we was we were doing our thing, but also, hey Fred, I know nobody I can critique my guy Brock Purdy. I can still critique Fred Warner too. Fred missed a couple tackles, man. He overly pursued, and we had some instances where we could have got off the field, but missed tackles because we just overran the ball, over pursued, and didn't necessarily wrap up, which led to a continuation in the drive. Same thing with some penalties as well. We didn't have a lot of penalties, but the ones that we did have were costly, and then that allowed the Arizona Cardinals to kind of continue on and go down the field. So I just wanted to point that out, that if we kind of could stop some of these penalties that we have, again, we didn't have a lot. I think we only had, let me look here, we had 4 penalties for 21 yards, but it was just the time of the penalties. And but besides that, I really like the way that we played this team. I'm going to give some respect to the opponent as well. Arizona played hard as hell. Like, I mean, we're a dominant team. We were a great team.
They're better than people thought they were going to be for sure coming into the season.
Exactly, man. They were better in it, and they played again. You cannot hate on any team that doesn't give up and play with an edge. And if you see about their running back and even Dobbs, you could tell that they were passionate. You could tell that they wanted to go out there and win. They've had a certain type of belief that they should be in this game and that they should win. But besides that, I mean, they know they lost, but I love seeing teams that compete, And so I want to give them some credit for that. But besides that, Dre Greenlaw was covering. That man was running everywhere. I mean, whether it was the tight end, the man out the backfield, the runner, the quarterback trying to run, he was going sideline to sideline. Same thing with Fred Warner. He was going north and south, sideline to sideline, just trying to get everything. And again, big ups to that. I ain't gonna say too much about Nick Bosa because I ain't trying to get no hate mail or nothing like that.
But, yeah. Did you? What do you think about Wilkes? What do you think about Wilkes? How he's play calling?
See, I didn't mind some of the play. Again, similar to last week, it's one thing to call a play, but it's another thing to execute the play. I
Mm-hmm.
thought he dialed up some good play calls. It's just that we didn't execute them, and so it makes it look bad on the on the defensive coordinator. But we never take that same energy for Kyle Shanahan when he may call a good play, but then the O line may mess up or get a bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't run the
Yeah.
right route, and then we say, "Oh, look at this player did this wrong. That player did that wrong." We never say, "Hey, Kyle, it was your fault." You see? So I believe that's the same thing that happened with Steve Wilkes. We can't sit here and look at the last three games where I think we leading what 16 points per game as far as what we're giving up. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't allowed a 70 80-yard rusher this year. I mean, like this, the numbers alone are really good numbers. And so
They gave up their first 20-yard air yard pass too. So like they've only had one pass over 20 yards this whole season so far.
it took what 3 games, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so at the end of the day, that's good, but we don't keep the same energy for the offense. So I don't mind people saying that, hey, I don't like the way Steve Wilkes may have done certain things. But
Mm-hmm.
again, we're like going through the defense with a fine tooth comb, find out these issues. But if you say something on the other side, you're a hater. So should I
Mm-hmm.
call these people haters if they didn't execute properly on the defensive end, or should we just let that ride?
Right. Right. You know who's not hating on the Niners right now, my friend?
Who-
LeBron James, man. You see what LeBron was talking
LeBron
about?
James.
Yeah, LeBron might be a Niner fan on the DL, man. I didn't know that, but
Oh, now he a cowgirl fan.
is he? He's
Yeah,
been really like talking about him lately. Like he gave CMC a tweet, and then he was on like his Instagram live story talking about how the Niners look like a Super Bowl championship team, complimentary of everybody. So here's my question for you, man. 49ers are 4-0. Are they the best team in football? Is LeBron right?
yes. Right now with the Dolphins losing, Buffalo Bills beating the brakes off them yesterday, they're showing some gall. But at the same time, I love that we have won every game that we played. Defensively, we've all showed certain plays on defense, and offensively, we've been cooking the whole time. So I'm going to give props for the 49 being consistent,
Mm-hmm.
consistently good. We're not even good, consistently above average on every spectrum of the football. O line, running backs, wide receivers, quarterback. Not average, but above average. You know what I'm saying? We're above average. Same thing in defensive line, linebackers, secondary. I think we've been above average. If you look at everything that the league is doing, consistently we've been playing above average football. And not only that, the special teams as well. Again, I always give love to the punter. That boy Mitch was out. Hey, he was coughing corner. Even though they
Right.
scored on that drive, it was the
Mm-hmm.
first time the 49ers gave up a 99-yard drive in
Mm-hmm.
forever. But just to be able to kick a punt kick like that close and to give your defense the opportunity to have their backs against the goal line, even though they went down and scored, I still want to give props to the punter because he did that. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to the punter, man, out here doing this thing.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Like Niners are playing the Cowboys. Everyone in the chat's already talking about it, right? So they already moved on from the Cardinals. So this will probably be the last day I talk about the Cardinals, and we'll move exclusively on to the Cowboys starting tomorrow. But
Hey,
that's gonna be good. I mean, if the
what up,
Niners,
Melvin?
yeah,
Where you
Melvin,
at,
yeah,
man?
I think he dipped out, man. He was just up in here. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm gonna try to have him on the show. We're gonna try to get your bro on the show. We'll figure out a time. I'll talk to
Oh
you
yeah,
off the air if we can do that
he was
too.
talking cash money last night, but continue.
Was he? Yeah, well, it's all good. So look, these Cowboys, man, they're pretty good, but the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. We just beat the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
So like, part of me is like, I don't know. I feel like the Niners gonna win, beat the Cowboys. But you brought up a good point before the show, right? The teams that the Niners have beat so far are what? Explain that to me.
So again, I'm not being a hater. All right, I just want y'all to know the Cardinals are 1-3. All right. Who else did we play? The New York Giants. The
Mm-hmm.
New York Giants are 1-2. I think they played tonight on Monday Night Football, if I'm not mistaken. We
Mm-hmm.
play against the Rams. The Rams are, they're a good team. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're better than what we thought, but I think they're 2-2. Um, so everybody thought this was a rebuild year for the Los Angeles Rams, but hey, they went to overtime and they played against the Colts in overtime. So they went to overtime against the Colts, and we all know the Colts ain't necessarily that great, but hey, they're 2-2 as well. And then the last team we played was the Cardinals. So No, Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think Mike Tomlin may be looking at a pink slip because that boy Pickett ain't looking real good, and they got drugged by the Houston Texans 30
Yeah,
to 6.
shout out to D'Amico, by the way.
Yeah, D'Amico,
Yeah.
and they're 2 and
Yeah.
2. And
Hmm.
so the teams that we beat, they're okay. They're right, like they're average or maybe below average. They don't have any expectation. All of these teams I just named, they have very low expectation on the season. So we went out there, we beat them. If you look at the Vegas odds, we were favorites in all those games. And so I believe now we're finna hit a point in our schedule where we're finna play against some teams that could be a little more competitive. That doesn't mean that we didn't do what we're supposed to do. That doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, the 49ers suck or nothing like that. But I like to evaluate our team against some of the better opponents, similar to like me, my boy over here, right? We love basketball, right? So the first couple of weeks of the season, if Golden State Warriors playing against the Orlando Magic, you know, or they're playing against, you know, the Toronto Raptors or somebody, or you know, playing against the Houston Rockets, and we beat them, we dominate them. I'm not gonna get on here talking about, hey, bro, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, we handle business. Those teams are okay, they decent, they got some good players, but they're no way a match for our team. But then if somebody say we got to play against the Lakers or we got to play against, you know, one of the upper echelon teams like the Boston Celtics, I'm gonna sit down, but all right, this is a team that I can foresee us playing in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So this is what I'm saying now. I'm excited to see us playing against some teams with a lot of talent on their roster and see what we're going to go out there and do against these guys next.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that the 49ers are beating the teams they're supposed to be, and we'll see this weekend how they stack up against a good team like the Cowboys. And the schedule gets harder from there, right? They got the Eagles coming up. They got, you know, the Browns, well, I was going to say the Vikings, but that's probably not a team to worry about at this point. But in general, the schedule is picking up a little bit. So yeah, I mean it's fantastic. They're 4-0, and you know you can't criticize them too much because they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, which is what they're supposed to do. But we'll see coming up this coming weekend, man. I got a question for you, and then I'm going to let somebody we'll do a call in as well. If one of you guys wants to call in, I'll drop the link in the chat here in just a second. We're not going to be doing call-in shows. We're just going to have 1 or 2 callers call in per show. If you guys are, if you guys missed that announcement last week, that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So if one person would like to call in right now, I'm going to go ahead and pop the link in the chat. You guys can give us a call. But I know it's a little hard for a lot of people Monday morning, 9 a.m. But if somebody wants to call in, Johnny, I see you out there. Go ahead and tap in. Real quick, man, I want to get your take on this, brother. I'd like, people think I'm a Brock Purdy hater. I think I was a Brock Purdy hater. I don't look at myself that way. I get it if people want to say that because of the dink and dunk thing. I've always thought Brock. I saw something in Brock that was good from the jump last year in the preseason. I was doubtful. I was hesitant to crown him after going through the Jimmy Garoppolo experience, man. Like we've been through a situation where a quarterback was balling and then he just turned into a pumpkin, right? And so I was a little hesitant with Brock Purdy. But after yesterday's performance, man, I really don't have any other holdups, man. He was hitting the deep balls. Like he was just 20 of 21. Like I would just be I don't know. I feel like I would just be a straight up hater at this point if I was sitting here critiquing Brock Purdy. So I want to get your take, man. I think I'm sold on Brock Purdy, bro. Like I feel like the Niners can win the Super Bowl with him. He's probably the best quarterback for, well, not the best. I mean, obviously Patrick Mahomes. There's a lot of upper echelon quarterbacks, but he's a really good fit. I'll put it that way for Kyle Shanahan in this offense. And I think I'm sold on this guy, man. What are your thoughts on Brock Purdy?
I think Brock is cooking. I believe with the cast around him and Kyle Shanahan knowing his strengths and knowing how to dissect the defense and put Brock in his skilled players in positions to go out there and make things happen, man. I can't be mad at what he's doing. I think as a franchise quarterback, as long as we keep this type of talent around him, and what I mean by around him, I'm talking about Christian McCaffrey, bro. Like, I don't know how CMC is really freaking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that Brock ain't holding this. Brock is balling. He's doing excellent. He's getting the ball out quick. He letting these people run with yak. But I also want to point out that, like, CMC has the Steph Curry effect, right?
Yeah.
where he draws so much attention, so many eyes are going towards him. And it's one thing to have all the attention going towards you. We looking like the Golden State Warriors, where you still got a Klay Thompson who could be a George Kittle. You still got, you know what I mean, a Kevin Durant who could be a Brandon Ayuk or Debo Sam. Like, you still got these other guys while Steph is CMC. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he's just orchestrating so much, far as he's a nightmare to game plan for. And so I think Brock and him are like the perfect combo. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And I think we can win the Super Bowl. Yes, we can definitely win the Super Bowl with this squad right here, man. I believe health is the only thing that may stop us. But besides that, we have the talent on both sides of the ball. I love that Kyle Shanahan has been more and more aggressive, because at the end of the day, when we start playing against the upper echelon teams, you're going to have a little FU attitude. You know what I mean? To say,
Yeah.
hey, we're just better. Imano, we're better. It's similar to, like we say in basketball, last 5 minutes, hey, coach, shut up.
Yeah.
1-4 flat. Hey, coach, shut up.
Yeah.
Mid corner, mid post. I got this. I'm finna go to work. And as Kyle continued to give these guys that type of confidence to say, hey, y'all are the best.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody messing with y'all. I believe we will continue to rise above it all and can hold that Lombardi at the end of the year.
All right, man. We got 3 guys backstage. That's it. Nobody else called in. I got Keith Murray, Brian Culp, and GTC. I appreciate those guys calling in. And sorry, we just don't have time for any other callers today. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's pop Keith on backstage and let's see what Keith talking about. What's up, Keith?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm with you.
What's on your mind?
I've been sold on Brock Purdy.
Mm.
I don't think anything he's ever done has been fluky. And then yesterday he hits all his deep balls.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyle. I've heard him talk about his favorite quarterbacks in the past, and Willie Snead hinted at this in the offseason. He does remind me of Drew Brees a little bit, um,
Mm.
especially him being accurate from 10 to 25 yards, and not hitting the deep ball sometimes. And I've been a 49er fan since 1988.
Mm.
This to me is the most talented team we've had since 1994, since we last won.
Yeah, I mean, they're out here breaking records. Keith, where are you calling from, by the way?
I'm in ATL, Atlanta.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah. I mean,
ATL,
I
So y'all look like y'all still trying to wake up. It's noon here.
oh no, look, we in this thing, baby.
yeah. What time is it? What time is it where you at, Twin?
Right now it's 11:24.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 9:24 here. I've been up since 4 a.m. That's probably why I'm
Uh,
exhausted, man. I had a long weekend and I got up early, had a bunch of work to get done and work out, so I just probably look exhausted. But yeah, I'm up. I'm up, man. I'm ready. But yeah, no. What do you think of? So you're sold on Brock Purdy. How long have you been sold on Brock Purdy? When did you buy?
the playoffs. I thought he would fumble under the playoff pressure, and the fact he
Mm-hmm.
didn't turn the ball over in the playoffs, and he had that big game against Seattle. I don't
Yeah,
think there's a bigger stage for you to show who you are on. I
yeah,
don't think he
yeah.
has anything to prove in regular season games anymore.
Yeah, for me, it was just such a small sample size that, like, last year I was doubtful. Like, I saw his talent, but I was doubtful that a guy drafted last overall could actually be a legitimate starting NFL quarterback. And
I think
and
that's
he,
what gets people is his draft position.
hmm yeah. Well, I mean, I think most NFL teams and scouts, they all didn't believe in Brock to be this guy. If he was, he would have been a higher draft pick, right? So it's like I was a little hesitant watching this unfold, and I'm like, I need to see more. I need to see more. And then this year, he continues off a UCL injury, and he's just I can't. I ran out of things to critique him on, man. I just give up. I'm sold on Brock, man, until he shows me otherwise, at least.
And speaking of the NFL, there's a random YouTuber that scouted Purdy before the draft. If I find a YouTube video, I'll send it to you. He said he didn't understand why Purdy wasn't being thought of as a higher round pick. It's just a
Hmm.
random YouTube, not an NFL scout or anything. It impressed me. I might put it in the chat or something. But there's his scouting report really impressed me, and it really said everything. And I remember Krug speaking highly of Brock in training camp last year. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think there's anything else. Yes, the weaponry and Kyle's coaching, of course, it's having an effect on him, but he's
Hmm.
taking advantage of it. And I don't like the double narrative. When I say that, is if a guy is like gets drafted and the team doesn't build around him, they say the team should build around him. So we built a team around Brock, and now that's to his detriment as a player. I don't get it.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, all we can do is he's on this team, so that's how we have to judge him. Keith,
That's right.
I got to keep it pushing and jump Bryant on
No
here,
doubt.
man. But it's good to
Hey,
hear
and
from
tell
you, bro.
people like and subscribe my channel, man. I just started a channel, Keith Murphy the Unbeaten. Hey, thanks
What
for
is
having
it?
me on, man.
What's the name of your
Keith
channel?
Murphy the Unbeaten. Keith
There you go,
Murphy the
man.
Unbeaten. Yeah.
There you go.
Take it
You
easy,
guys
man.
go subscribe to Keith. Thanks, Keith. All right, twin man. People are feeling Purdy, man. All aboard the Purdy train. I got on a little late.
All aboard.
All right, man. We got our guy Bryant Cole. What's up, Bryant?
BC.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Victory Monday. It feels great to say that, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, man. Good to hear from you, buddy.
For sure.
So, CMC, 4 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 20 for 21. Jake Moody, I know it was only PATs, but he's still money. Mitch Wisnowski, like Twin said, booting it, like we know he can do it. And I want to shout out George Kittle at the end. Did you guys see the little confrontation, little scuffle, the fight with Hufunga at the end?
Yeah,
Kittle went up there straight up team captain, knowing the situation, veteran. Let's keep you back. Let's keep you healthy, safe. Let's not get you in, a suspension or anything. We need you for the Cowboys. So,
yeah, smart. It was good to see Huff and Kittle jumping in to protect him. Yeah, Connor was mad. I actually like Connor, man. I love the way he runs. He's super physical. I'd love him on the Niners as like
For
backup.
sure.
Yeah, he's nice. But yeah, I saw that little. Just watch game 2 against the Cardinals, man. It's gonna be some hard hitting going on after that.
what's your guys' thoughts on Dobbs? Is he gonna be the Cardinal quarterback, or are they gonna go back to Murray?
Twin, what you think?
I have to give Murray a opportunity. One and first and foremost. I mean, I think they got over like $40 million invested in him. I think people, to me, in my own little 2 cents, I think people don't realize how good Kyler Murray was. And most people saw that the coach that he had, a lot of people had some flack for him. They didn't necessarily like him from the get-go being the coach for him. But even with that being said, when he had some type of talent around him, I thought Murray was balling. He was moving and grooving on his feet. I think at the time he had like the touchdown, rushing in, passing. Like he had was in the top 10 as far as rookie quarterbacks coming in and doing his thing. So I believe he has talent. I wouldn't just get rid of him right now, in my opinion. And Joshua Dobbs was cool, but I still think that Kyler Murray was underrated as far as what it is that he done.
Something great about Dobbs and Purdy. Neither one of them throw an interception all year, 4 games. Yeah, I'm like Dobbs, man. I honestly, he came out of nowhere for me. He wasn't even on my radar. I think he's doing a good job, man. He's gonna make it at least more difficult. Kyler Murray has more like talent overall, but Dobbs is I heard he's like ultra intelligent, and you can kind of see that translating on the field for him.
Well, hey guys, thanks for letting me come in and say, my little opinion, my little thoughts. Victory Monday. I'm definitely excited. Could not believe what I was seeing, but you don't always have to believe. You can see it, and sometimes seeing is believing. But you can also I don't know. I believe in Santa Claus still, so it's nice to see surprises and stuff like that, and get excited. Call me a homer, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I mean, to see the Niners, scoring more than 30 points a game, putting the defense out there the way they are, they're not letting another team score more than 20 points on them at this point. It's this is turning out to be a very magical season for us, and.
Yeah.
It's the sky's the limit, guys. I said 15-2. I thought that was our record, and at this point, I can't see a team really. Dallas is going to be that team, and if we can beat Dallas, I think the sky, guys, let's just stay positive. Go Niners! Thanks again, Ryan. Twin, you keep grinding. I'll see you guys all soon.
And Brian, you're my guy, man. Santa's not real, man. I hate to break that to you. We'll talk after the show.
Hey, as long as I say he's real, I get an extra present under the tree. So
There you go, man. Good to see you, Brian. All right, that was Brian Colt, everybody, and then GTC, and then Twin and I got a lot more to talk about too. But let's pop GTC on. What's up, GTC?
Hey, what's up, Twin? What's up, Brian? Just wanted to.
What it do?
Hey, it ought to be an interesting weekend for you and your brother there, Twin.
Bangs are already out.
Oh man, I can imagine it already.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just wanted to state a couple of things about Brock Purdy. You know, I wasn't really like too sold on him at first,
Mhm.
but as soon as I started seeing him play a little bit more, especially after like Game 7 last year, I said, man, I took a look at the footwork and I took a look at the timing and everything like that, and him being a rookie and understanding a little bit about the offense. I was sold at that point. And I said, man, I think his main advantage that he had over Trey Lance is the mechanics.
Mhm.
And once you get the mechanics down, all you need to do is learn the offense. And with him getting out of the huddle really fast, recognizing the defense, last week versus the Giants threw a couple of things at him defensively in the first half where they were shifting people around. And he was struggling with that. And we all saw that a little bit. But what impressed me more about yesterday was hitting those deep shots, and it was perfectly thrown on both of them. I know Mark Sanchez was saying, hey, he underthrew. This guy's like, nah. If he overthrew him, those defensive backs had to step on Ayuk. And you could see that. So it was either Ayuk catches the ball or it's a 50-50 and quite possibly an interception on that one down the middle. So I think that was perfectly thrown. And I saw a lot of zip on it. I said, okay. And then he hit another one. And then he hit a back shoulder. I have not seen a back shoulder throw from a 49er quarterback in quite some time. So I'm very impressed about that.
Yeah, Brock's been actually really good with those back shoulder throws, man. He's thrown a few of them this year. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had reservations. Like, is this guy talented enough to actually be that guy, or is he just a product of Kyle and the players? And obviously, any quarterback on the 49ers is going to be a product of Kyle and the players, but I feel like he's holding his own, man. He's doing good. He's doing what he's been asked to do, and I can't knock the guy anymore.
No, I can't either, man. I just wish that we could do less with CMC.
Yeah.
I don't want the guy getting hurt because he is the focal point of the offense. Let's not, get it twisted.
Yeah.
He's the focal point.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good focal point though. Like again, I tell everybody, Brock is cooking. But when you got Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen with you, my guy, look, you gonna make magic happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Christian McCaffrey is out here doing his things on all levels. So they are a wonderful, unique combination together, man. So
yeah. Well, hey, as long as we ain't got McGlinchey at right tackle, we won't be seeing any idiot sandwiches in the kitchen. So let's just put it that way, man. But I like what I'm seeing defensively. It was a little bit choppy yesterday. It was a bend and don't break. Kind of reminded me of the Harbaugh era. So I was like, I think we do need a cornerback. I agree with Johnny. We do need something back there.
Who's the weak link to you then?
To me,
yeah,
I'm still not sold on Lenoir. I'm still not sold on. Even though I'm a Michigan guy, man, it breaks my heart to see Ambry Thomas just struggle out there, man. So, and he did fairly
good
well the first year.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but even this game, he didn't do too bad to that last play. He had an incomplete breakup, and then they went back at him, and he fell for the stutter, and my mains just blew by him. But besides that, if he would have just stayed disciplined, I thought he would have had a better game. It's just that one play that kind of highlight everything. Because there's one thing about cornerbacks, they'll tell you, I played corner in high school too. No matter how many good plays you stack, the moment you have one bad play, that one's going to stand out above all of them. You know what I mean? Because you're always on the island out there trying to go one-on-one with somebody. And I think that was a bad take that he had. Like, you never want to give up the deep ball. You want to make sure you keep everything inside or pushed in the middle. And he didn't stay disciplined on that, and he got on the nice route. But I believe we shouldn't go nowhere for it. I mean, I don't think we should get a cornerback just yet because we got a lot of money. And I just want to make sure if anything happened to one of our guys, we haven't already gave our money away to get somebody else.
Yeah. I think that's what the Niners are holding off on. Let me ask you guys both this question while I got GTC on. I want to get Twins' answer too. Who's being slept on, man? We point out CMC and obviously BA and Purdy and Kyle. Who's being slept on in your opinion, GTC and Twin?
Slept on offensively.
at all? Like, who's being slept on the team? Who's being underappreciated, undervalued by the fan base? Maybe.
You want to hear something crazy?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say Colton McKivitz and Spencer on
Mhm.
that right side. I
Mhm.
think a lot of people were jumping off the bridge week
Mhm.
one, but you got to understand that's an elite pass rusher that he's going against.
Mhm.
He's gonna get bodied. When you're that elite and you get paid that many millions of dollars, just ask Nick Bosa. He's elite already in itself. And
Mhm.
when you go up against what's Colton McKivitz in his third year? I think
No, he's like in his 6 or something like that. Something like.
six.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
well, hey,
He's been around a while. I'll check for you, but he's been around a while. I think maybe I'm tripping. Let me look it up. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I think Kittle this weekend is going to be helping out with Parsons. I just don't
He's
think
on.
he let. Yeah,
He's on 4 years, by the way. This is his 4th year.
fourth year. Okay, close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's doing really well. Spencer has gotten a little bit better. I'm still not sold on Kinlaw. I mean, it's just I got to see the tape, but I saw him get worked yesterday, and I was just like, I don't know if
Hmm.
that's by design or whatnot, but I got to see a little bit more.
Well, hey, GTC, man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna get Twins to answer this question, man. But good to
Yes,
hear
sir.
from you, brother.
All right, you too. Take care, y'all.
All right, buddy. All right, that was GTC. Twin, who do you think is getting slept on? Don't bother me, says Gibson and Kinlaw are being slept on.
Yeah,
What's your take?
honestly, I think Gibson as a safety back there, he's been patrolling, he's been covering, coming down, tackling very well. A lot of
Mhm.
times you got to communicate on the back end because you do see the second, I mean the line, the backers and also the D line. So just him and Huff continuously communicating, getting these guys in order. And I know, I mean, for me, Kinlaw too, man. Like at the end of the day, for what we saw Javon Kinlaw do, you know what I mean, far as the first 3 years and his expectation versus reality this year, hey man, like he was slept on. Like he literally was slept on. People was really to kick him out the door. So big up to Ken Law, big up to Gibson. I can agree with that. And man, I think everybody else is pretty much known. It's
Mhm.
hard for me to say one person in particular, but I'm gonna give it to Mitch Wisnowski, baby. I'm gonna
Mhm.
give it to the punter, man. I believe punting is so important when it comes to flipping the field and getting your defense in a position to be aggressive. And so I'm gonna say the guy who's been slept on is Wisnowski. That man is punting his butt off.
Good. I like it. I like the special team answers, man. Kickers are people too. Good to give some love to Wichnowski. All right, man. Let me ask you about BA, man. Uh, Brandon Ayuk, man. Like I don't think anyone was ever out on Ayuk, but I've been like Ayuk's one of my favorite players on this offense, has been for years. I thought I predicted last year he was gonna be the leading receiver on the 49ers. I've been calling him wide receiver 1 for 2.5, 3 years now. Uh, I think it's evident he's the WR1 for the 49ers. I mean, I like Debo. No offense to Debo. I like what Debo does. He's special in the way he does things, yards after catch and breaks tackle and runs. He's elite as well. But Brandon Ayuk, man, is just a different dude, man. Like,
He
talk to me
different.
about BA.
He different, man. Like you just said, he's a different dude when it comes to just route running, man. Um, we see what Debo Samuel is able to do, as far as just the physicality that he brings as a runner, as far as after he catches the ball, runner. But we talking about what do you do while the ball is in the air? What do you do at the top of your route? You know what I'm saying? What do you do on the beginning of your route? Like his release at the top of the route is nasty. He be shaking, he be baking, he be out here running all types of route, man. His hands has been magnetic this year. And I think we just got to give this man BA some love. If you look at his body type, he has the body type of a wide receiver. He has long arms, broad shoulders. You know what I mean? He's bendable, he's flexible at the same time. And boy, nice. You know what
He's
I'm
just all
saying?
around solid. I like his
Hey,
mentality too. I like how he blocks. I just like his work ethic. He's gonna get a big contract. I'm hoping it's with the 49ers, but dude's about to get paid big time.
hey,
Like he
if
deserves it
I'm the
too.
if I'm the 49ers, I can't risk having a young player I know he had his one injury last week, but besides then, he's been relatively healthy the whole time he's been with the 49ers. If I got a young quarterback like Brock Purdy, I would rather have the Christian McCaffrey duo with Brandon Ayuk than the Debo and the Brandon Ayuk. It's no slight to Debo or nothing of that nature, but as far as expanding the field for a defense where they have to cover, keeping them in cover 2, not being able to drop down in cover 1, I would want to keep Brandon Ayuk because I think him and Brock Purdy being able to throw the ball, that's one of the things that a lot of us was questioning. Can you be able to? Brandon Ayuk is a better. Not only can he catch the intermediate routes, but we all thought Brandon could get the opportunity. He will be successful in the deep balls. And so now that Brock is out there throwing them, and we've seen it several times.
Yeah.
That's what we like. Hey, that's what we like to see, God dog. I want to see some 40. You know what I'm saying? Because now that opened up Christian McCaffrey. That opens up the underneath with Debo Samuels even the more. So, hey, BA, you need to stay at home, man. I don't know what we need to do. If you tell me, if you telling me we have to pick up somebody with the money that we save for this year or let Brandon Ayuk go, I say y'all better make it do with what we got to keep Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, BA, man, he's one of my favorite players. I don't think the Niners have anybody close to being able to replace him. They need to sign him. I mean, it would be very risky to move on from Brandon Ayuk and try to find somebody like in the draft or one of these rookies. I don't see it. I like Bell. I like what I see from Bell, but he's not Brandon Ayuk. So I really like Bell, man. I think he's going to be a good player. He's going to contribute this year, but BA, man, they got to re-sign him. Let's do this, Twin. I want everybody watching to give me 20 seconds. I'm going to come back with Twin, and we're going to talk about these Cowboys, man, because I know that's what you all really want to talk about. You already moved on from the Cardinals, so give me 20 seconds. Be right back.
What's going on, guys? This is Ryan Hensley, man. Just wanted to remind you that I am a real estate broker and mortgage lender in the state of California. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home anytime soon, please reach out. If you go to the details in the description, you can schedule an appointment with me by clicking on the link. I would love to help you and your family. Please reach out. Now back to the show.
All right, man. So, Twin, 49ers playing the Cowboys, man, this coming weekend. Cullivan here. Shout out to Josh Cullivan. Where'd it go? There it is. It says, good morning, gentlemen. Victory Monday. Great W. Bring on the Cowgirls. Should be a good one in prime time. Yeah, it's a Sunday night game. How do you see this game playing out, man? What do you think? Like, I know it's early. We got some time, but I know you're looking forward to it, obviously, with the relationship with your brother. He's a Cowboys fan. You're a Niners fan, but it's also the big rivalry for the 49ers and Cowboys. And both teams are pretty good this year. Now, the Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals. We just beat the Cardinals. But how do you see this game playing out in primetime, man?
Man, intensity. You go feel the intensity. This game, now people say this has a playoff 5 with the media members, with just the tension around the team, man. I think this game will have you go see these guys play at the top of their games. This is when that line of demarcation become really thin because you want to play almost at the point of blacking out, but not blacking out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Greg Jennings, he does that a lot. Not Greg Jennings, Jawan Jennings does it a lot for us. Where he toes that line, man. And so I believe, man, this game will be a statement game for both teams because at the same time, we all know that Dallas lost against the Cardinals. We just beat them, but then Dallas turned around, hung up 38 points on New England, and then only allowed them to score 33 points. So though they laid an egg, they came back and almost dropped another 40 piece and almost, put a 0 out there for the New England Patriots. So they're saying that, yeah, we made a dub, but if you look at what we've been doing for the majority of the season, this is more like who we are compared to that one dub game. So I'm not going to sit here and act as if the Cowboys are the Cardinals as far as what they did on that game. Man, I think we're really going to see Kyle Shanahan get in his bag. We want to see how this new philosophy that the Dallas Cowboys are running as far as being more consistent in the running game, not doing a lot of these deep balls as much as they did in years past. And the defense that they have is fast. We're going to see Michael Parsons. We've seen what happened when we saw TJ Watt week 1. That man was a disruptor. And so you know that him and Michael Parsons are right there neck and neck when it comes to air rusher, man. They got DeMarcus Lawrence. They have Gilmore on one side. They got Curse. They have a bevy of players back there in the backfield that can cause us some trouble. So I'm just excited to see great talent come together, man, and play on Sunday Night Football. So I'm just excited, man. That's the I'm geeked up. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir.
Yeah. Tyler says the Cowboys played nothing but terrible offenses so far, but hasn't it been the case for the 49ers, to be
We
honest?
played terrible offenses too. So I mean, we like to say that type of stuff, and then when we say we haters, but we point out for another team to justify how good we are. So
yeah, I think it's. I mean, Tyler, you're right, but also the Niners haven't really played a high-powered offense yet either. So we'll see. I mean, that's the thing about the season, man. It's just all is good so well, like or all is well so far. But it's week to week, right? But I really think the 49ers are going to win. I think they're 3.5-point favorites right now. And they're going to be at home, and they've been at home for a while now. Who did the Cowboys? The Cowboys just played
New England Patriots.
Patriots, right, in New England. So they got to come back and then come to the Niners. Niners have been on this is going to be their third home game in a row. I mean, well, 4 if you count Levi South. So yeah, I mean the Niners they're comfortable right now, man. I think they win this game. The one thing that scares me a little bit about Dallas more than anything, I think, would be the pass rush. And so we're gonna really see, I think it was GTC brought up Burford and McKivitz and how they're holding up. I think we'll find out more about those guys on Sunday. That's the big concern for me. What's your biggest concern about the Niners when facing the Cowboys?
Discipline. We were better this week in the calls as far as penalties.
Oh, they played at home. My bad. Sorry. I just want to correct the error. Thanks, Tyler. I thought they were in New England, but go ahead, Twins.
Penalties, man. If we play smart ball and don't allow, like I said, the tenacity of it all, as far as having dumb penalties to extend this team, or the late hits, or over pursuing and getting a face mask or something like that, I believe talent wise we should be able to win the game. So that's my main concern. Special teams and not special team penalties, the offensive line. I definitely want to see how. I think Dan Quinn has played Kyle very well, so I'm definitely want to see how our offensive line hold up against their front seven. So that's what I'm looking forward to see. The battle of the trenches right now, and they have something to prove because they have poo-poo on their face, and we're gonna see are they still who we thought they were, or can they rise above it all and play to the standard in which most people predicted them to be, far as the talent that they do have on their team.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that gives me confidence is when the 49ers face the Giants, not that the Giants have a Cowboys standard pass rush, but they blitzed Brock Purdy so damn much that Brock got really used to, throwing those hots. And so he might be more prepared for that pass rush than we think. It's coming. He's got to be ready. He's got to hit those outs, and he's got to be prepared. But I think that Giants game might have helped do that for him.
I mean, facts. Prep them. You know what I mean? Get that ball out quick, out your hand. Make sure you read. Make sure you see the coverage properly. Kyle go make sure he get in the right sets, far as the right progressions. And I really want to see what our defense is going to do with Tony Pollard. And they got this guy named Turbin or something like that. He was all-star or a Pro Bowler last year, as far as kick returner. And now they started to implement him in the backfield, as far as running the ball on jet sweeps and things of that nature, trying to get him on some screens because he's really, really fast. And so I want to see what we're going to do with that type of speed and them trying to be creative as far as what they're going to do in the running game to kind of get us to stretch, not just north and south, but east and west as well. You stuck, my guy. You here? Is it me or is it you? Whoa, hey. All right. Hello? Well, I don't know what happened to him. My guy might have just cut out, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, I'll pick out where he left off, So we were just talking about the Cowboys. Last week they played against the New England Patriots. Dak Prescott was 28 for 34, 261 yards, 1 touchdown. Tony Pollard only had 47 yards rushing on 11 carries. Cavante Turpin had 1 rush for 46 yards as well. They made Matt Jones look bad. He was 12 for 21, 150 yards, 2 interceptions, 1 sack. He had a rating of 39 and the QBR of 14. Good Lord. They even put him on the bench and put Bailey Zappi in the game. Hunter Henry was the only receiver with over 50 yards. Mac Jones also had a fumble as well. So, I mean, they was out there playing real bad. And the Dallas defense was everywhere. I believe who had Vander Esch had a pickup and score as far as a fumble. DeMonte Clark had a tackle for loss. Let me see what else was happening. We had Deron Bland with 3 PDs as far as pass deflections. Same thing with Jerome Curse. He had 2 PDs. So he was doing this thing. They had, so they were balling out there. You know what I mean? And hopefully my man was able to hop back on. So yeah, I believe we had some technical difficulties. I'm not sure what happened with my boy, but as he was saying earlier, man, we just go recap, finish up. We was almost done anyway, as far as with the game. And yeah, so what up to my boy Terradona? See you in the chat. Big ups to you. Big ups to everybody in down there in the chat. Big up to BC, Justin D. Just all you guys out here, man. We thank you guys for tuning in and supporting. Man, again, we had a beatdown on this morning when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals. Again, we liking what we see. My boy Ryan was saying he is sold now on Brock. Brock did everything and all things that he needed to do to make sure that we have the proper quarterback to take care of the game.
Man, bro, my internet went bad on me. Just shut all the way down. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But thanks for holding it down for me, twin.
Hey, for sure, man. I saw you. I said, okay, let's keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? He kind of went out, but I know he'd be back like Jesus Christ. So, hey, it's all good.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for holding it down. I think we went over what most we were gonna go over today, anyways. But twin, tell everyone where they can find and subscribe to you.
Hey, man, for sure. Your boy on the road to 500, man. So
get it.
Make sure y'all get me there. Find me at Twin Empire _ on YouTube, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you so desire. I would definitely appreciate it. Then hit your boy up on the X app. We ain't talking about X, man. We talking about that old Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Twitter hashtag, or what they call it, handle is Twin Empire X2. Make sure y'all follow me on there as well, man. And yeah, follow my guy, the plug. He done stopped again. So, hey, y'all already see what it is. My man's internet out here acting like it got epilepsy. It's here, then it's gone again. It's here, then it's gone again. So we appreciate all of you guys for coming in and sitting down, starting your Monday morning with your boy Twin and the one and only Ryan G. Hensley. Y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe to his channel, continue to share his content. I'm quite sure he'll be back later on this evening, I believe, with Grant Cohn. So y'all make sure y'all continue to tune in and share this content, man. We appreciate everything y'all have been doing with the boys, and we thank you. And have a good one. Take it easy. Be blessed. Don't be stressed. And y'all know how we do. Bang, bang, down the game over everything. Deuces.